If your doctor handed you a type 2 diabetes diagnosis and told you it would be with you for the rest of your life, they gave you an incomplete picture. Because right now, published in peer-reviewed journals across multiple countries, there are clinical trials documenting something that fundamentally reframes how we understand this disease entirely. Not controlling it, not delaying its progression, actually reversing the biological markers that define it. And the compound at the center of the most reproducible findings isn't a pharmaceutical. It's a golden orange root that humans have cultivated for over 4 millennia. I'm going to walk you through the actual trial data, give you the precise preparation method that makes this biologically active, and explain the single most critical component that the majority of people leave out, the one that determines whether this does something meaningful in your body or essentially nothing at all. Do not skip to the end because the drink alone prepared incorrectly is not the same drink that showed results in clinical settings. Here's what most people misunderstand about type 2 diabetes. The conversation almost always centers on blood glucose, but blood glucose is downstream of the real problem. What's actually breaking down is your pancreas, specifically the beta cells inside structures called the islets of Langerhans, clusters of specialized cells embedded in pancreatic tissue whose singular job is to sense rising glucose and release exactly the right quantity of insulin in response. When the pancreas endures years of chronic inflammatory signaling, those beta cells don't simply get tired, they get damaged at a cellular level. Their ability to read glucose and respond accurately deteriorates. Insulin output becomes delayed, then insufficient, then unreliable. Blood sugar rises not because of a glucose problem, but because the factory producing the solution has been systematically compromised by inflammation. My name is Dr. Leana, and on this channel, I translate peer-reviewed metabolic and nutritional science into practical, evidence-grounded information you can actually use. I want to be precise with you about what I'm presenting today. I'm not making a cure claim. What I'm doing is walking you through the published clinical literature on curcumin, the primary bioactive compound in turmeric, and what that literature demonstrates about its measurable effects on pancreatic inflammation, beta cell preservation, and insulin sensitivity pathways. Before we go further, I know a significant number of people watching this channel are not subscribed yet. If that's you, please take a moment to do that now. It's free, it takes 2 seconds, and it means you'll receive everything I publish going forward on metabolic health and evidence-based nutrition. Now let's get into the science, and I mean actual science, not summaries of summaries, specific studies, specific populations, specific measured outcomes. The first trial I want you to know about was published in Diabetes Care in 2012 and conducted in Thailand. It enrolled 240 adults who had been identified as pre-diabetic, meaning they were metabolically positioned at the threshold of full type 2 diabetes. This was a randomized controlled trial, the gold standard of clinical research design. Half the participants received daily curcumin supplementation. The other half received an identical-looking placebo. The study ran for 9 months. At the end of those 9 months, 16.4% of the placebo group had crossed into full type 2 diabetes. In the curcumin group, 0% progressed. Not a statistical reduction, not a marginal improvement, 0. On top of that, the curcumin group showed significant, measurable improvements in beta cell function and a reduction across insulin resistance markers. That's a clinical trial, not an anecdote. The second study comes from the Journal of Nutritional Biochemistry, a 2019 meta-analysis that pooled data from multiple randomized controlled trials examining curcumin supplementation specifically in relation to type 2 diabetes markers. The pooled findings showed statistically significant reductions in fasting blood glucose, HbA1c, fasting insulin levels, and HOMAIR, which is the primary composite index used to measure insulin resistance. These reductions were consistent across different dosages and different demographic groups, which is exactly what you want to see when you're evaluating whether an effect is real or artifact. Third, a 2014 study published in Phytotherapy Research examined type 2 diabetic patients receiving curcumin supplementation over 8 weeks and directly measured oxidative stress markers in pancreatic tissue. Researchers found reduced lipid peroxidation and increased activity of endogenous antioxidant enzymes, both of which indicate reduced cellular damage in the tissue where beta cells live. The conclusion from the researchers was that curcumin creates a measurably less hostile cellular environment for insulin-producing tissue. Fourth, and I want you to pay close attention here because this study changes everything about how you prepare this drink. A landmark 1998 paper published in Planta Medica demonstrated that co-administering just 20 milligrams of piperine, the active compound in black pepper, alongside curcumin produced a 2,000% increase in curcumin bioavailability measured directly in human blood plasma. That study has been cited over 3,000 times in the scientific literature. I'll explain why that number matters so much practically in just a moment. Now here's the preparation, and every ingredient in this drink has a documented biological role. Nothing is decorative. Fresh turmeric root or high-quality ground turmeric, 1 teaspoon ground or 1 tablespoon freshly grated. This is your curcumin source. Fresh root carries higher potency. If using ground, check that the powder is still intensely aromatic and deeply orange inside the jar. Curcumin constitutes roughly 2 to 5% of dried turmeric by weight, which is why how you prepare it matters enormously. Fresh ginger root, sliced thin, 1 tablespoon. Ginger's active constituents, gingerols and shogaols, independently suppress the same inflammatory signaling pathways as curcumin, and ginger also improves gastric motility and stimulates pancreatic enzyme output, creating a more favorable gut environment for curcumin absorption specifically. Freshly ground black pepper, 1/4 teaspoon. This is the ingredient that decides whether this drink is medicine or colored water. Piperine, the compound responsible for pepper's heat, inhibits the liver enzymes that rapidly clear curcumin from your system before it reaches meaningful circulating concentrations. Without piperine, curcumin bioavailability is negligible in most people. With it, the clinical data shows that 2,000% increase. 20 milligrams of piperine is less than 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. 1 small pinch. If your pepper has no smell, it's too old and too degraded to contribute piperine. Buy fresh. Ceylon cinnamon, not cassia, 1/4 teaspoon. Ceylon is true cinnamon. It has independently documented effects on post-meal glucose management and insulin sensitivity through mechanisms distinct from curcumin. Critically, it is naturally low in coumarin, a compound found in high concentrations in cassia cinnamon, the most widely sold variety in supermarkets, that can stress the liver at repeated daily doses. Look specifically for Ceylon on the label. Fresh lemon juice, 1 tablespoon, added only after removing from heat. Lemon serves 2 functions here. The acidic environment modestly improves curcumin solubility, and the bitter compounds in fresh lemon stimulate bile production. Curcumin is fat-soluble, meaning it travels more effectively dissolved in bile than suspended in water. Always add after heat is removed because vitamin C degrades rapidly above 70 degrees Celsius, and you want to preserve it. Optional, but recommended, 1/2 teaspoon of coconut oil or ghee stirred in off heat. Curcumin dissolves in fat. Adding a small lipid vehicle replicates the mechanism behind expensive liposomal curcumin supplements and dramatically improves intestinal absorption. The preparation is straightforward. Simmer sliced ginger in 2 cups of water for 5 minutes. Add turmeric, black pepper, and cinnamon. Continue simmering on low heat for another 5 minutes. Remove from heat entirely. Strain into your mug. Add fresh lemon juice and optional fat. Drink on an empty stomach, ideally first thing in the morning or 20 to 30 minutes before your first meal. Empty stomach timing reduces competition across absorption pathways. Here's why the standard turmeric tea recipe circulating across the internet is largely ineffective as a metabolic intervention. Curcumin has what pharmacologists classify as poor inherent bioavailability. When you consume it without a bioavailability enhancer, your liver and intestinal wall metabolize it almost immediately through a process called conjugation. It gets broken down, marked for excretion, and cleared from your system before meaningful concentrations can accumulate in your bloodstream. Pharmacokinetic studies measuring curcumin plasma levels after drinking plain turmeric tea found the compound essentially absent in circulation. Piperine from black pepper works by temporarily inhibiting the specific cytochrome P450 and glucuronidation enzymes responsible for that rapid clearance. It gives curcumin the window it needs to pass through the intestinal wall intact and enter systemic circulation. That 1998 Planta Medica study didn't measure a theoretical improvement. It measured actual human blood plasma concentrations and found a 20-fold increase. That is not a marginal effect. That is the difference between a mechanism working and a mechanism being bypassed entirely. Now, let me give you a realistic and honest picture of what to expect over time, because this space is full of exaggerated timelines, and I won't contribute to that. In the first 7 days, most people notice digestive changes first. Less bloating, slightly more consistent energy in the hours after meals. This reflects ginger's effect on gastric motility and digestive enzyme activity, not yet curcumin's deeper anti-inflammatory work. Between 2 and 4 weeks, systemic inflammation markers begin to shift. Some people report reduced joint stiffness, clearer skin, and more stable morning energy. These are consistent with early suppression of NF-kappa B inflammatory signaling pathways that curcumin is documented to modulate. Between 4 and 8 weeks, metabolic markers begin to move in people who are also reducing refined carbohydrate intake alongside this protocol. Fasting glucose readings, energy responses to carbohydrate-containing meals, and HbA1c trends all require at least this window to produce measurable change. If you stop at week 3, you haven't evaluated anything. Between 8 and 12 weeks, people who combine this drink with meaningful dietary reductions in processed sugar and refined carbohydrates report the most substantial and measurable changes. This timeline aligns directly with the duration of the clinical trials that showed the strongest beta cell improvement data. There are important interactions and contraindications I want you to be aware of before starting. Turmeric and ginger both have mild anticoagulant activity. If you are currently on warfarin, prescribed aspirin therapy, or any pharmaceutical blood thinner, consult your physician before adding this daily. The interaction is real and dose-dependent. If you are already on metformin, insulin, or any glucose-lowering medication, this preparation may enhance that effect. Monitor your glucose readings and inform your prescribing doctor that you are adding this. If you have a history of gallstones, turmeric stimulation of bile production can trigger biliary symptoms. Check with your doctor first. 4 errors that reliably kill results. Leaving out the black pepper. Without piperine, curcumin bioavailability is negligible. This is not optional. A generous pinch of freshly ground black pepper every single time. Treating this as a 3-day experiment. The clinical trials showing meaningful beta cell improvement ran for 8 weeks minimum. Commit to that window before drawing any conclusions. Expecting the drink to compensate for a diet still high in refined sugar and processed carbohydrates. Curcumin supports the conditions for reversal, but cannot override active metabolic damage. Reduce the dietary inputs driving the inflammation alongside this protocol. Using stale, odorless turmeric. Curcumin content in dried turmeric degrades over time. If your jar has no scent, it has lost significant potency. Buy small quantities, store them in a dark, cool location, and replace every 6 months. To bring everything together, type 2 diabetes is fundamentally a pancreatic inflammation problem rather than a blood sugar problem, and treating the source rather than only the symptom is where the clinical literature points us. Curcumin operates through at least 3 documented mechanisms: NF-κB pathway suppression to reduce chronic inflammation, AMPK activation to improve insulin sensitivity at the cellular level, and NRF2 pathway activation to directly protect beta cell tissue from oxidative damage. The Thailand randomized controlled trial involving 240 pre-diabetic adults over 9 months showed 0 progression to diabetes in the curcumin group versus 16.4% in placebo. The recipe is turmeric plus ginger plus freshly ground black pepper plus Ceylon cinnamon plus fresh lemon juice, simmered in 2 cups of water, strained, lemon added off heat, consumed on an empty stomach in the morning. Black pepper is non-negotiable because piperine produces a 2,000% increase in curcumin bioavailability documented in human plasma studies. If you are on blood thinners, diabetes medication, or have gallstones, speak to your doctor before beginning. Commit to a minimum of 8 weeks and combine this with a reduction in refined sugar for the results the clinical data actually supports. If this gave you a more complete picture of how to approach your metabolic health, share it with someone who could use it. 1 in 3 adults is pre-diabetic right now, and most have no idea. The full ingredient list and every study reference I cited today are linked in the description. I'll see you in the next one.